Pinckney in jail for quoting the Bible, that Judge Butzbaugh, if you remember. Mm-hmm. They're all involved in financing and insurance and development of Harbor Shores. Judge Butzbaugh was a real estate agent for Harbor Shores. He was the guy who got commissioned for selling those condos in the development. And so Butzbaugh's a typical example. Pinckney was also going after Mayor Hightower. Hightower is an investor in the Cornerstone Alliance, and the Cornerstone Alliance is the private part of the public-private partnership that brings you Harbor Shores. And Harbor Shores, so people know, they can look it up online. Just go to Harbor Shores, Benton Harbor, Michigan. There's a website that outlines it all. But Harbor Shores is the PGA golf course and waterfront residential community that's being built in Benton Harbor. And Pinckney was against the project because they stole a bunch of the public land. That was the big outcome of putting in the emergency manager, was that they stole public land and gave it to the developers of Harbor Shores. What we think this Pinckney operation, when I say we, I mean the research that's coming from Jeffrey Jackson also and Kyle McCarthy. They've been working around the clock on this. So what we think this Get Pinckney operation is now, not just simply a bunch of people who are friends or people who are motivated by racism, but of course that plays a big part of it. But what we see this as now, as the pieces come together, this is a financial conspiracy of local, well-connected individuals who are,
Hang on. We have another segment. We're going to get you back in a couple of seconds, okay. Daniela. Hang on. Back on World Crisis Radio.
Hey there, Guns80.com continues to surprise us with low prices and high-quality Ghost AR-15 rifle kits. At Guns80.com, Ghost AR-15 kits are an even better idea than buying at gun shows or through private parties, because the Ghost AR-15 kits at Guns80.com require no background checks, no registration, they don't even have serial numbers. That's what I call privacy. Go to Guns80.com to order your Ghost AR-15 rifle kit. No dealers, no hassles, ship direct. Guns80.com or 844-2-GUNS80. That's 844-248-6780.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
Ouch! My back is out again.
Hi, Dr. Ortman with Wellspring Spinal Care. If you're experiencing neck, mid, or lower back pain, this information is for you. One of the complaints that I hear is patients receive their typical adjustment, only having to repeat them as the pain returns. Putting the bones back in place is only half of the battle. At Wellspring Spinal Care, we have the entire solution. We use the NUCA approach, utilizing three-dimensional x-rays and gentle touch technology to deliver specific correction. We then design a custom nutritional supplement program which provides essential nutrients targeting the areas of concern. With a NUCA approach and proper nutrition, you'll be on your way to a faster and more permanent recovery. To get you on the road to wellness, visit drortman.com. That's drortman.com, or call us today, 952-303-9124. That's 952-303-9124. Wellspring Spinal Care, chiropractic done right.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise at gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Great minds think alike. The network for the independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network. GC.
Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. Webster Tarpley here in Washington, D.C. We're on the line with Daniela Walls, the chairwoman of the Tax Wall Street Party. Let me do what Pinckney would do if he had been able to be with us today. We were expecting him, but the call has not come. The defense of Pinckney depends on funding. And what I urge everyone to do is go to the relevant website. This is BH Banco. So BH as in Benton Harbor, and then BANCO. And that's the website where you will find a PayPal right at the top of the page on the right-hand side. Please go to that PayPal and make a generous contribution to the legal defense, in particular, of Reverend Pinckney. You can also send contributions to Reverend Pinckney, Pinkney, 1940 Union Street in Benton Harbor, Michigan. Benton Harbor, Michigan, 49022. And you'll find that address also on bhbanco.org. So this is the centerpiece of the legal defense, and Daniela Walls has been working on this and getting excellent results, as we're hearing. So, Daniela, you were telling us about this clique and how it all centers around the gentrification and indeed the privatization of a public park for people of modest means to go and be able to enjoy Lake Michigan, right? In the summertime, no. Now it's got to be reserved for oligarchs and predators. So please take us back to your analysis.
This is the Get Pinckney clique. We call them that because remember, this is the same group that got up and said, "We got Pinckney." This is that same room of people, and it's very hard to do this on the radio because there's so many detailed elements. We're making right now flow charts and trying to make visuals. We're making 18 by 24 cards for the court date for the 24th, with showing how Gail is connected to all these individuals. So I'm doing my best. Sorry if it might get tedious, but this is the best way.
No, it's highly interesting. This is okay. Real sociology is what you're hearing here.
Okay, good. So we see this now as the pieces come together, that this is a financial conspiracy of local, well-connected individuals who are all trying to get their piece of the action with the gentrification of Benton Harbor. Benton Harbor had the nicer beach. That was the public one you were talking about. Most members on that jury knew what their job was, especially the lying juror, Gail Freeling. Reverend Pinckney was famous in the area for protesting this land grab. They all knew what they had to do to win favor with Whirlpool and the Uptons and the others, the big players in this. These are small areas, and these are famous individuals. So now we have to consider, as we investigate further, whether Gail had some kind of kickback arrangement as an insurance agent there in Benton Harbor, and what projects she had with the Harbor Shores development. What insurance contracts was she getting on the Harbor Shores project? We have to subpoena people and investigate more to get clearer on this. Maybe rival insurance agents, because these are individual franchises, these are individual operators. So we need to maybe go to another insurance agent in Benton Harbor and say, hey, why is Gail on your territory? So that's what that's who we're trying to pull in now. The appearance is certainly here that these people are all colluding. Basically, this is a financial cabal, and Gail is a big part of it. Everybody who's connected to Whirlpool and local government is either involved in the Cornerstone Alliance, which is an investment fund, or they're piling onto Whirlpool's investment in Harbor Shores, or they are involved somehow in the financing, insurance, and real estate of Harbor Shores. Harbor Shores is being built on the wreckage of Benton Harbor. This is how it came about. They stole Benton Harbor's land park in the emergency management process and gave it over to this development. All of the profits are going to local political figures like Gail and Sharon Tyler and these types, and the people who actually live in Benton Harbor are being run out or jailed. So this is gentrification at its absolute worst, which in this case can be called ethnic cleansing. If the Tax Wall Street Party and Reverend Pinckney had the paintbrush instead of this financial cabal, the optimal way any gentrification would have taken place would have been to start with Whirlpool. You would want to bring back the jobs to the area that they shipped overseas, then use century bonds for things like the water treatment plant, if you remember that issue that Pinckney was fighting, and infrastructure would be built with public credit and owned by the public and supporting the residents. That treatment plant was built with a private infrastructure bond where the interest on the bond is $700,000 a year, and that is the same as the Benton Harbor annual budget deficit. So this idea that Benton Harbor is bankrupt is based on the fact that they had a perfectly balanced budget, and now the private financing of that water treatment plant is putting them in the red. They use that imbalance to jack the people's water bills up and thus run them out of their houses because they couldn't pay their water bill. So it's not just Harbor Shores. This cabal calls it them urban enterprise zones. They are trying to bring back business to Benton Harbor and lure them back by saying they don't pay property taxes. And the reason, which in some cases is fine with smaller businesses, but the reason Pinckney was going after Hightower was because they wanted to have a ballot initiative to put a 1% tax on Whirlpool's income, and Hightower was blocking it. So that's what I've got for this week. This is turning out to be a financial cabal that's colluding.
So the bottom line of this is, if you dare to make somebody like Whirlpool pay not even their fair share, but a token 1% payment to the local community, right? The setting where they're making all this money, then they'll come after you and they'll try to frame you up. And if you try to run a recall election, then you're going to be essentially railroaded, framed up, and sent to prison. And that's the human rights issue, right? That's what the United Nations Human Rights Council is hearing about, the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, of which the U.S. is emphatically a signatory, the Helsinki Accord of 1975, right? This has been used to browbeat Russia, but it's going to come home to roost here over the Pinckney case, and indeed the Organization of American States, all that brouhaha about human rights violations. Well, once again, the U.S., you can see the speck in the other guy's eye, but you can't see the beam in your own eyes. So this is the hypocrisy of the human rights apparatus. So we're going to bring that to their attention too. And all sorts of governments, right? Any government in the world can and should, must call in the U.S. ambassador, say, what are your explanations for this outrage of framing people up, the black community being oppressed in particular, but it's a class-based thing too, in